It appears that recent developments have intensified the legal situation involving Sean Diddy Combs, with reports suggesting that former President Donald J. Trump has taken a strong public stance on the matter. After years of lawsuits, public allegations, and high-profile media coverage, sources allege that Trump has made it clear he will not be offering any form of political support, including the possibility of a presidential pardon, distancing himself from any prior association. This reported change in tone is said to stem not only from the seriousness of the ongoing legal issues, but also from tensions that may have emerged in their personal and professional interactions over the years. Insiders claim that disagreements and perceived slights during past political cycles contributed to the deterioration of their relationship, with Trump reportedly viewing Diddy's lack of support as a decisive break in loyalty. Observers note that the public nature of Trump's recent comments signals a desire to make a strong statement about accountability, while also underscoring the point that prior connections will not shield anyone from the consequences of serious legal matters. In this unfolding scenario, legal analysts have remarked that such public positions, especially from figures of Trump's stature, could add pressure to court proceedings by drawing heightened media and public scrutiny to the case. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team is reportedly working intensively to address the latest developments, aware that the case is now attracting even more national attention. While no final judgment has been reached and the legal process remains ongoing, the combination of legal challenges, public perception battles, and shifting alliances is creating a complex and high-stakes situation. For now, all eyes remain on the courtroom and the next official rulings, with both supporters and critics closely following each turn of events. Regardless of personal history, the matter will ultimately be decided through the judicial process, where evidence, testimony, and the rule of law will determine the outcome. The case has become a focal point in broader discussions about justice, influence, and the role public figures play when allegations of this magnitude arise, making the road ahead both unpredictable and closely watched by the public.
Right.
Would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was essentially, I guess, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. He's still in jail or something, but he was celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you, sir.
Yeah, and it's hard, like you, we're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
But more likely a no for Combs?
In past interviews, Sean Diddy Combs openly expressed his lack of support for Donald Trump, making his position clear on multiple occasions. In 2017, he stated in an interview that, in his view, the political climate in Washington did not bring significant change for Black communities, describing it as a continuation of long-standing issues. He remarked that the situations unfolding in D.C. were not surprising to him or many others. Then, in 2020, during a conversation with Charlemagne the God, Diddy reinforced his stance, emphasizing that his top political priority at the time was to see Trump removed from office, underscoring his consistent opposition to the former president's leadership.
Priority is to get Trump out of office. The tribe of people that have the responsibility and really should be scared to death of this man.
Reports suggest that former President Donald Trump has made it clear he will not grant Sean Diddy Combs a presidential pardon, and according to speculation, may even be advocating for the presiding judge, Judge Aaron, to impose the maximum sentence possible for charges Diddy has already been convicted of. These charges, 2 counts under the Federal Mann Act, which prohibits transporting individuals across state lines for unlawful sexual activity, carry a potential penalty of up to 10 years per count, meaning Diddy could face as much as 20 years in prison. Initially, legal experts predicted a lighter outcome given that Diddy is a first-time offender who has already spent considerable time in custody, with many believing he might receive probation or time served. However, Trump's alleged push for the harshest penalty appears to have shifted the atmosphere around the case. Diddy's legal team, recognizing the gravity of the situation, has been working diligently to secure a pardon, but public sentiment is against them. A petition urging Trump not to grant clemency has reportedly gained over 11,000 signatures. Adding to Diddy's challenges, Judge Aaron has recently taken a more stringent approach, denying his fifth request for bail despite a proposed $50 million bond secured by Diddy's Miami property. The judge cited concerns that Diddy posed both a flight risk and a potential danger to others, emphasizing the legal standard that release can only occur if there is clear and convincing evidence to the contrary. In a final attempt to shift the legal tide, Diddy's attorneys filed a motion seeking either to overturn the guilty verdicts or to grant a new trial, arguing that the circumstances of the case were unprecedented under the statute, that all parties involved were consenting adults, and that there was no commercial motive or exploitation. Nonetheless, sources close to the matter suggest that the judge is unlikely to grant this request, particularly in light of Trump's public calls for a tough sentence. The shift in tone is striking. Just weeks ago, Diddy's camp appeared confident, believing a pardon was within reach and behaving as though his release was imminent. The relationship between Diddy and Trump stretches back decades, to long before Diddy's peak fame and the rise of bad boy records, when both men moved in similar elite social circles. In past public remarks, Trump even spoke favorably about Diddy, claiming he would always defend him. However, their dynamic has since changed dramatically, underscoring how quickly long-standing connections can unravel when legal and political stakes are high.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
What really caught fans' attention was when President Trump was asked about Diddy's legal troubles during the trial. Instead of shutting down the question, he hinted that a presidential pardon could be possible. Yes, seriously. Check out this clip where he subtly suggests that a pardon might be on the table for Diddy.
You mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well.
There were rumors that Diddy's legal team was working nonstop behind the scenes to secure a presidential pardon, involving quiet meetings, big money moves, and possible political donations. According to a court insider, the recent spree of celebrity pardons was just a distraction, with the real focus always being on Diddy. The strategy was to ease the public into it by pardoning others first before quietly including Diddy, which made the timing suspicious. Recently, the president pardoned NBA YoungBoy, reality stars Todd and Julie Grizzly, and even granted a blanket pardon to January 6th rioters, fueling speculation that Diddy's pardon was part of this calculated plan. But insiders claim this pardon wouldn't come free. A deal was made where Diddy would provide damaging information on major players to the authorities to clear his charges. Apparently, Diddy cooperated fully, naming influential figures like Oprah, Gayle King, Ellen, and notable politicians, aiming not just to reduce his sentence but to secure a full presidential pardon. The plot thickened with rumors that Diddy held explosive information about Trump himself and wasn't afraid to use it. While no one knows exactly what dirt he claimed to have or whether he could prove it, speculation pointed toward Epstein's infamous list, a secret that has haunted Hollywood for years. This theory gained traction after Elon Musk shocked the internet by tweeting that Trump was on Epstein's missing files, calling it the real reason they hadn't been released. Though Musk deleted the tweet hours later, the internet never forgets. Trump denied the claims, calling them old news and denying any friendship with Epstein in recent years, insisting it was all talked about for years. If Diddy was trying to blackmail Trump, it clearly backfired dramatically. Had Diddy kept quiet, he might have had a better shot at a pardon. But with the judge now reportedly under presidential pressure to impose the maximum sentence, it looks like prison will be Diddy's home for a long time. His empire is rapidly falling apart, the pardon hope is dead, and the judge is set on delivering the harshest punishment. What was meant to be a big break for freedom has exploded spectacularly, and instead of walking out a free man, Diddy now faces spending the rest of his life behind bars. If things don't change, this won't just be remembered as another celebrity scandal. It will mark the end of Diddy's story in a prison jumpsuit. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.